Coming up on Mountain News this morning, Kentuckians prepare to cast their votes as Election Day. It's finally here. And Kentucky's Lieutenant Governor makes some stops here in the mountains to revisit her roots in education.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
6 o'clock here on this Tuesday morning. I'm Dakota Makris. Thank you so much for waking up with us. And, well, polls are open today, so get out there and vote. Well, right now, actually, yeah, they are. That's what I meant to say instead of today. I meant to say right now.
They're open right now.
They're open right now.
So go and find your polling place.
Yep.
Matter of fact, there is a web story. There should be a push going on here pretty soon, if it didn't already, with a link where you can find your polling place.
Well, since it's already open, I'm going to go vote right now. Go down to the courthouse, and then
I'll finish up.
And then I'll come back. It'll take me about 5 minutes, so I'll be back.
I'll be here, and you just go on. Okay?
I will.
I already voted. You're behind the curve.
I am.
All right, let's get into the forecast this morning. Great day weather-wise to get out there and vote. No major issues for you. Let's take a look at our camera network. We go to Jenkins now over in Letcher County, US 119, US 23, the split over that way. And again, no major issues, no traffic. But again, some people may not be able to see the moon anymore because here in Hazard, it's below the trees. Maybe some the same in your area because it's starting to kind of set there as we head toward 7 o'clock, okay? 40 in Clintwood, 54 in Somerset. Just making sure that's the warm spot because they're trying to get a little cooler out that way too. So 40 to 54 is the range this morning. A lot of 40s in the eastern counties, 46 Prestonsburg, 47 in Pikeville. A little extra on the coffee meter this morning, but as we take the donuts away, maybe one of your precincts has donuts waiting on you. You never know. But if you take the donuts away today, you're going to see lots of sunshine and temperatures topping out in the upper 60s by this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. Well, a key U.S. Senate race is on the ballot here in Kentucky. Senator Rand Paul is seeking another term of office. He's being challenged by former state lawmaker Charles Booker. Senator Paul was in Lexington on Monday telling supporters today's election is more about people telling big government to get out of the way. Booker spent Monday morning traveling his home city of Louisville. He says he wants to prove doubters wrong, end poverty, take care of one another, and end government hurting people.
It's about being for what we really are for. It's not about accumulating enough power to rule over others. We are the party that believes that power shouldn't be concentrated.
What I've seen across Kentucky are a lot of people of all backgrounds that are tired of the status quo. They're tired of Rand Paul mocking and disrespecting us and disregarding our lives.
Senator Paul says if he wins, he will be a chairman of a committee that will focus on investigating the COVID virus and where he says it came from. Booker says the first order for him is codifying voting and reproductive rights and getting big money out of politics. Many Kentuckians will find they do not have a choice when deciding who should represent them in the state legislature. In 58 of the 100 races on the ballot across the state, there's only one name for voters to pick. In the state Senate, 11 of 19 races are uncontested. One Eastern Kentucky University government professor says the limited options on the ballot could be frustrating for some voters.
We live in a country in which we have this democratic republic, and we're looking for legislators we can choose who can go to Frankfurt or Washington and make decisions on our behalf. And you want to help provide that feedback, that input to the government that's so important in our system of government. If you can't actually make a voting choice in the election, then it provides less opportunity for you to have input or say in what's happening in your community or in your state.
Experts say it's too soon to tell if this is a trend, and there are still a lot of races on the ballot that are contested and, of course, important. Well, this time tomorrow, most Kentuckians will likely know who is representing them locally at the state level and in Washington, D.C. Kelsey Soto talked with the election officials about spotting voter irregularities in an effort to protect democracy.
It's a balance of civic duty and societal responsibility.
If you notice anything that you find odd or you even think this doesn't seem right, just call us. We'll let you know whether it is or not. So it's a little intuition as well to just let us know.
Amy Burke works for the Office of the Attorney General in the Criminal Division. She's hoping voters take advantage of their election fraud hotline to help report any suspected abuse of democracy. This weekend, we received reports of alleged electioneering in Rowan and Madison County. However, the problem lies with the current KRS statute.
What has changed is traditionally where our law stood on electioneering, it's only on election day. So there were some issues, and I feel like that's going to be cleaned up, and that's not going to be a problem moving forward. Some people still, some clerks have still put up signs kind of reminding people best practice is not to be electioneering.
By 7 o'clock Monday, the AG's office had already received 93 pre-election day complaints on a range of topics like issues with ballots, concerns about elected officials, potential campaign violations, and even vote buying or selling.
We've also told people, if you notice anything that you don't think is correct, call your legislators. That's who makes the law. Our office enforces the law. So if there's anything that you feel like this should not be allowed or this shouldn't be done, pick up the phone and call your local representatives, your Senate member, and let them know.
Burke tells me it's important for voters to speak up if they see anything out of the ordinary so it can be investigated. That way these elections can remain fair and free because of the brave.
That was Kelsey Soto reporting. Electioneering is prohibited within 100 feet of a polling place. Polls are open today until 6 p.m. To contact the election fraud hotline, you can call 1-800-328-VOTE. And besides voting for officials, there are 2 amendments on the ballot that you will vote on, and we know the wording can be confusing, so this morning we're going to break them down for you. Starting with Amendment 1, this amendment is about changes to the legislative session end dates and special session amendment. Voting yes means you agree House and Senate leaders may call a special session. Voting no means you want things to stay the same. Right now, only the governor may call a special session. And now on to Amendment 2. Well, this is also called the No Right to Abortion Constitutional Amendment. If you vote yes on Amendment 2, you want changes to the state constitution to make it clear there is no protective right to abortion. Voting yes also means the General Assembly becomes the sole arbitrator of state abortion laws and regulation. A no vote means the trigger law ban on most abortions remains. A no vote also means an indirect referendum as the state Supreme Court weighs in. The Kentucky Supreme Court won't hear that case until November 15th. County clerks and election officials worked hard to prepare voting sites across the Commonwealth for today, but this year they saw an increase of people wanting to vote early. Our Olivia Calfee talked with one county clerk about the early voting turnout.
Election day is a busy but exciting day for many. The Knott County clerk says more people have taken advantage of early voting and absentee ballots than in previous years.
As of now, we sent out 535 and we've got back 465. And we'll keep taking those, we'll keep going to the mail and taking those until the day of the election.
Cornett says a total of 1,248 people voted early in some way. And one Perry County resident says he did not early vote because he is waiting to vote on Election Day.
It just gives me satisfaction to know that I have taken a part in selecting the people that will make the decisions for us. And we want to select people based on the decisions they're going to make for us.
One Kentucky voting employee showed me the voting process for local residents like Combs casting their vote, saying it is a system of checks and balances, ensuring the number of votes on the machine, paper copies, and people checking in all equal the same number.
This machine is ready to start counting votes. The voter will bring their copy up. The voter actually does this to themselves. They will bring their copy up and drop it in the ballot. You voted, and you'll see the public count went up 1.
James Combs says he has voted for many years, and he believes it is important for everyone.
If they don't go vote, they don't have any reason to complain about anything because they didn't take enough interest to go out and choose the person that's making the decision.
From poll workers to local residents exercising their right to vote. In Perry County, Olivia Calfee, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, again, as a reminder, in Kentucky, polls are open until 6 o'clock this evening. Lieutenant Governor Jacqueline Coleman made a couple of stops in the mountains on Monday, dropping by schools in Floyd and Johnson counties. She's a former educator and went back to her roots to be principal for a day at Allen Elementary School, meeting the students, taking lunch duty, and more. Principal Kyle Shepard says this visit was a great way to show students one of their public servants in a fun way.
The kids were just excited when she'd walk in the classrooms. A lot of them stayed engaged in their lessons, which, you know, I'm glad they did because that's what they do every day. But, you know, them getting to see her and meet her and gain that deeper understanding of who she is and what her role is.
The Lieutenant Governor also visited Painesville High School, and she says trips to schools are always a fun and informative time.
6:10 here on this Tuesday morning, Election Day Tuesday. Let's head on over to UVA Wise and take a look over there. Clear skies, calm conditions, sun on the way up there a little bit there. See some light in the sky. It is currently 46, visibility 10 miles, feels like 44 with a dew point of 36. Some wind over there too out of the northeast at 6. 40 in Clintwood, just up the road from Wise, 54 in Somerset, 46 in Hazard, 46 in Prestonsburg, Ashland too. 47 in Harlan, 49 in London, 41 in Manchester, and 43 Urban back online after being out for just a little bit. Statewide, 60s already to our west, 40s to our east, 57 Knoxville, 52 Louisville, 57 Owensboro as well. Planner for today, beautiful conditions. No reason weather-wise not to get out there and go vote. You got till 6 o'clock tonight. It'll be dark then, but until then, you'll have sunshine and temperatures in the mid to upper 60s later this afternoon. Dakota?
All right, Brennan, thank you so much. Well, it's 6:11 when we come back here on Mountain News this morning. Control of Congress is at stake today as people across the nation cast their ballots. Stay with us. We'll be right back.